Good morning and welcome to our morning meditation. I hope you're having a wonderful morning and you had a great weekend. Again, I invite you to join with us every morning as we come together to spend some time in reflection and just take some time to be with each other as a distant but together community. This morning we will be sharing some words from Self-Reliance by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And then we'll be looking at the Tao Te Ching as Morse code by inspiration of Samuel Finley Breese Morse, who was the inventor of Morse code. So again, just a little bit of a different type of meditation this morning, but we'll see how it goes. I invite you to settle in with a time of meditation as we send goodwill into the world and we take time to reflect as a community, distant but together this morning with these words from Ralph Waldo Emerson. From Self-Reliance. To believe your own thought, to believe that what is true for you in your private heart is true for all men, that is genius. Speak your latent conviction. It shall be the universal sense, for the inmost in due time becomes the outmost. And our first thought is rendered back to us by the triumphs of the last judgment. Familiar as the voice of the mind is to each, the highest merit we ascribe to Moses, Plato, and Milton is that they set at naught books and traditions, and spoke not what men, but what they thought. A man should learn to detect and watch that gleam of light which flashes across his mind from within, more than the luster of the firmament of bards and sages. Yet he dismisses without notice his thought, because it is his. In every work of genius, we recognize our own rejected thoughts. They come back to us with a certain alienated majesty. In many traditions, it is believed that if you speak out loud your wish of goodwill, that it gives it power. And therefore, at this time during our meditation, I invite you to speak out of things that you would like to give power to. Today, I offer up our innovators and our inventors. Just as I shared with you with these words from Emerson, genius comes from within. It doesn't come from the great sages and the bards as things that we just reflect on, but it comes from our own individual creativity. We are now in a time of opportunity and creativity. So I invite you to become your own inventor and innovator, to look at how you can be creative. I invite you to be creative and to look at the world in new ways. I offer up our inventors and our creators that their inventions and their creations be used for good, to inspire, to create new ways to communicate, to expand our ways of seeing in the world, to give us invitation to be with each other in ways that we never thought we could be. May their inventions be blessed with inspiration to give us hope and love to share in all that we do. I invite you to speak peace and love into the world by speaking of those who you hold in your heart as we send out positive energy and creation into the world. Simply speak the name in the space that you're in of anyone to whom you would like to send goodwill at this time, who you would like to remember. Or also you have an opportunity to name it in the comments section of this excuse me, of this meditation so that we can share that with each other. We speak of that which we carry in our hearts as a sign that we care for the interdependent global world around us. I now bind not only that has been named out loud, but that which has been held in our heart, unnamed, with the love of this community. Now, I'm going to invite you to enter our reflection time by adjusting your body. If you're able to, turn your chair or wherever you are to face a window or other light source. Let that light come down upon your face. Let it warm you. Find a comfortable position, sitting, standing, laying. Our meditation isn't going to be that long today. Uncross your arms, uncross your legs. Roll your shoulders back and open up your chest. Be prepared to take nice, deep breaths. Move your neck from side to side. I tell you, it's an interesting thing because as I do this every morning, I hear my neck crack, which and creak, and which is telling me that my body needs to stretch more. And so I invite you to do that. Allow your blood to flow more freely through your body. Allow your chest and your abdomen to expand to be more oxygenated. So do that movement now as I let you know about our inspiration for today. Today I want to share with you just a brief story of Samuel Finley Breese Morse. Now that's a name. Samuel Finley Breese Morse was an American painter and inventor. He's established a reputation as a portrait painter. In his middle age, he contributed to the invention of the single-wire telegraph system. He was the co-developer of Morse code and helped to develop commercial use of telegraphy. Morse was born in Charleston, Massachusetts, and after attending Phillips Academy in Andover, Massachusetts, he went on to Yale to receive instruction in subjects of religious philosophy, mathematics, and the science of horses. In the 1950s, he became known as the defender of slavery. I want to say to you and remind you that I'm trying to bring forward these stories of our Unitarian and Universalist ancestors, but I also want to be truthful. And some of them don't have the greatest of stories in totality. So Morris became known as the defender of slavery. He considered slavery to be sanctioned by God, and this was a position that was held by many Southerners. And he actually wrote a treatise, an argument for the ethical position of slavery. And so when we talk about what is this water of white supremacy that we sit in, I want us to remember that they're deeply rooted. They're deeply rooted in our own religious tradition. And so as we go forward, we have to remember, as I've said to you several times before, we don't bury sinners or saints. We bury human beings with shortcomings, with failings, but also achievements. One of the achievements that Morse also accomplished was that he was a great proponent of women's rights. He was actually one of the founders of Vassar College in 1865 and Douglas College in 1871. So I want to remind you that as we look at these people that we speak of during these meditations, that they come with baggage, like we all do. Hopefully we learn from their mistakes, and we also celebrate their achievements. So I invite you today, as we do a little bit of an interesting meditation, I'm going to play some Morse code. It's going to be about 3 minutes long, so not too long. But it's an interesting dynamic because what it will be is the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching has been translated into Morse code. It's about 4 hours long. I'm going to give you just a snippet of about 3 minutes. But what I want to show is that, for most of us, Morse code, a lot of times especially in our younger people, think of it, if they think of it at all, as something that goes with war. We think of it a lot of times as a way to, strategies and whatnot were communicated. But when it was created, it was just a very simple mode of communication, a new, innovative way to communicate. So I offer this today for you as the Tao Te Ching, as a way to engage something beautiful through something that we often don't realize is a way of communicating. So I invite you just to simply sit back, listen to the tappings, and to also think of the beauty that can come from just a very simple mode of communication. So as we begin together, let's take 5 deep breaths and oxygenate our bodies. And as I ask you to always do, when you take your first deep breath in, to hold it. So hold it and breathe out. In. Out. In. Out. In. Out. One more. In. Hold it. Out. Blessed be. May the goodwill we hold in our hearts be a sign that we have come to a place to connect our silent self as we share these next few moments of silence. May we say together, blessed be. I want to thank you all for being here today. Again, I invite you to let me know if you have anything that you would like to see in the coming weeks. I also invite you to spend today, take a few minutes to think about what you could create, what you could invent, and to look at the Tao Te Ching. Um, Read through it. There's some beautiful words there, some beautiful sentiment. I think it's very inspiring. And I want you, the links are in the descriptions of the meditations for all of that I'm doing. And I just want to invite you to take time to, explore something new today. So as we close our time together, may we say that we believe in something greater than ourselves, send peace into the world, recognize that there is divine and goodness in each and every one of us, and send love into the world by saying together, Amen, Amin, Shalom, Salam, Namaste, and blessed be.